Hello guys, welcome back to Code with Jeevan. I'm back with a new session that we are going to start the basic concepts of the Python programming language. So I prepared the first unit as four parts. So I will be uploading four videos. That those four videos will consist of the first video consists variables, naming rules, and name error, and the second video will consist of values, data types, and keywords. The third video will be consisting of expressions, statements, operators, and operands. And the final video of unit 1 will be consisting of order of operations, string operations, and composition plus components. Okay, so let us start with this first unit and then also do some problems on this first unit so that you will be getting this first unit concepts properly. So let's start with this session. So now let us start with the first session of the first unit. I have already explained you guys that what kind of things will be consisting in each session of the first unit, right? I have already explained the first unit. I have divided into four sessions, and each and every session will consist of several parts. So I have explained clearly, and no worries, I will be again explaining that what kind of things will be there in each session accordingly. In this first session, you guys can see on the screen that it will consist of variables, expressions, and statements. So let us start first with the what kind of objectives we are going to learn in this first unit. Okay, so here on the screen you guys can see that we will be understanding what are variables. We will be learning that how to create variables, and we will be knowing that what type of rules we should follow to create variables, and we will also learn that what are name errors. Okay, what type of name errors we should not use or we should not follow. We have to avoid those type of name errors. Okay, we will be learning those things also. Next part is we will be learning and understanding what are values and data types, and also I will be explaining you guys that what are the keywords that Python consist, and we will also understand that what are expressions and statements. And one more thing, you guys don't need to panic that these all are the names those afraid you guys, like you guys will definitely fear that these are never known or never listened names, right? You guys didn't hear these type of names earlier or else till now, right? So I will be explaining each and every word, each and everything, and with the help of practical examples, and I will be showing that how to practice on VS Code. Okay, you don't need to panic. I will be teaching each and everything in this Python programming journey. So we will also learn what are operators and operands, and we will be understanding order of operations. So we will be performing some basic string operations, and also we will be learning compositions, and finally in this first unit we will be learning how to write comments in Python file. Okay, so you guys don't need to panic, you guys don't need to worry. I will be teaching each and everything. Just go with the flow, and don't skip anywhere. Just watch the entire video. Don't think like I'm wasting the time. Okay, time is most precious thing, so use it precisely. Okay, so let us now start with the first concept, that is what is a variable. So a variable is a name given to a memory location where data is stored. It means that if we want to store any kind of memory in a file, in a Python file, we have to use some kind of variables. It means simply here in example, you guys can see that for storing my name as a string, you guys know that this is a memory. String is a type of memory, and I want to store it in a location, at a particular location. So that I am here using a simple name which I given here as a name, right? So this is known as variable in Python programming language. This is the value, or this is the word, this is the thing we simply say that as variable. So in these variables we will be storing whatever we want the values or whatever we want the memory. Okay, and finally I'm printing the value. For example, I want this as the output, so I'm using the variable name in the print statement. so that I will be getting the Jeevan value as output, right? So this is known as variable. And here you guys also see on the screen that a variable is a container that stores data. Yeah, this is the right way. It is a container to store a certain quantity of data or certain values or any kind of values in that container. So it's a type of kind of container to store values. Okay, simply that is the meaning. And here you guys can see in the output we can see that G1 is there, right? So this is the variable name and this is the value. I stored this value in this container variable. Its name is name. And finally, I'm using that container name to get the output as whatever I stored the value in that container. Right. So this is the way to create variables, or this is the way to store the values in that variable. This is the use of variables. So here you guys can see that name is the variable name and G1 is the string value. Okay, string is a data type in the Python programming language. We will be learning it in coming lectures. And you guys can see here the real life example that imagine you have a water bottle. Yeah, this is the funniest example. You guys can definitely understand that what is a variable. Imagine you have a water bottle and the bottle name is, think that the bottle name as variable and the water inside you store in that water bottle as value. Okay, so we can definitely replace that water with a juice or milk, whatever we want, right? So but the bottle name will be remains same, right? If you want to change the water with milk or juice, any type of quantity you want to change with that water, you can change definitely, but the bottle will remains constant, right? That is the funniest and best real life example for variables. Okay, similarly, a name is the bottle name and think that value as water. So simply this is the water and this is the water bottle, right? And same like that only, this Rahul is water and name is the water bottle name. I hope you guys got this. So the variable name is the same. Here the variable name is the same, but the values are different. In the first variable, I given here as Jeevan, and in the second variable, I have given here as Rahul. Right? That is the only difference. The value of the variables are different, but the name of the variable is constant. Right? And let us move into the next step. In this concept we will be learning that some kind of rules for naming variables. A variable name must start with a letter or underscore. I hope you guys understand this point. The variable name must start with a letter or underscore, not with any kind of special character or not with any kind of digit. Okay, it must be start with a letter or underscore. You guys just follow these rules, then you guys definitely understand that how to start or how to create the variable names. Okay, here are some examples. You guys can see here that this is the variable name and this is the another variable name. Here it is started with the letter only. Student is started with the letter S, right? And here in this variable name, right, we started with an underscore in this variable name, and these are definitely fine. Okay, but if we start with any kind of digit or any kind of special character, it will be definitely wrong. The compiler those you guys are using will definitely throw an error that the variable name is wrong. Okay, we will be learning those mistakes also. And can contain numbers. Yeah, of course it can contain digits, but not at the beginning. Okay, you guys can use the numbers, you guys can use the digits in middle or at the end of the variable name, but not at the beginning. Okay, so here you guys can see that student 1, right? Student 1. Here student, it started with letter S and ended with a digit 1. So it's completely fine. But we can't use the digits or any kind of special characters at the beginning. So this is the one type of a rule. And here you guys can see that what type of mistakes we will be doing or we do rapidly. So here you guys can see that cannot start with a number. This is wrong, right? Because this variable is started with a digit number 1. This is completely wrong. Okay, the compiler, whatever environment you guys are using or you guys will be using, it will definitely throw an error, that it will throw a name error, or it will throw a syntax error, whatever errors it will throw, and you guys will definitely understand that what we are doing mistake. Okay, so this is one type of mistake. And cannot contain spaces. Here you guys can see that student space name, this is completely wrong. We can't use any kind of white space in between the variable names. Okay, instead of this, the correct way to write the same thing, this is the correct way, student underscore name, right? It's also looking perfect. Like anyone who looks into this definitely understand that student name, this variable named as student name, right? So for that, if we want any kind of little space between any variables, we can simply use underscores instead of white spaces. Okay, remember this thing. And let us move to the next part. Here we can't use any Python keywords. I will be showing at the end of this session that what are the keywords. We will be definitely doing with the practical examples on the VS Code platform. Okay, don't worry. I will be definitely showing all these things. Yeah, we cannot use any kind of Python keywords as variable names. Okay, this is the wrong statement. Class is a Python keyword name that here we are using as variable name. It is completely wrong. Okay, we can't use any kind of Python keyword as variable name. Keep these things. I have told you that three things. Let us quickly revise those things. We can't use or we can't start a variable name with digits or special characters. Okay, we definitely need to start with any kind of letter or an underscore only. That is completely fine statement. Okay, we can't use any digit or any special character at the beginning. Okay, but we can use the digits in the end or in the middle of the variable names. Okay, and another rule is we can't use white spaces in between the variable names. Okay, so that is completely wrong. We can use, instead of white space, we can use underscores to get better understanding about the variables. Okay, and the final mistake is we cannot use any Python keyword as variable names. Okay, because see, in Python programming language, the keywords means those words which are having a particular meaning to each and every word that the compiler or any kind of interpreter will be understanding. For example, here you guys can see that this is a Python keyword name as class, right? In OOPS concept, we will be definitely knowing what are classes, what are objects, all this stuff. Okay, but simply whenever we are writing these keywords as variable names in any Python file, while we are going to run the Python file, it will definitely throw an error that you are using a Python keyword name as variable name. It is completely wrong. Okay, got my point? What I'm saying is, for an instance, let us take this print as Python variable name, this print keyword name as Python variable name. What is the meaning that the Python itself has to the print keyword? It means that to simply get the output, we will be using or we are using print keyword as the keyword name to get the output, right? Instead of that, if we use it as the variable name, the compiler should definitely understand that here the programmer using this Python keyword name, yeah, that is a print keyword to print something. But for us, we know that we are using this print keyword as variable name, right? So the compiler cannot understand what is the difference between these two. We have to properly use this type of keywords at whenever or wherever we want to use those words. Okay, follow these rules while naming the variables. Okay, and let us step into the next concept, that is avoiding name errors. So here we can understand that how to avoid the name errors. Okay, one of the most common beginner mistakes is using a variable before creating it, that is name error, simply known as. Here you guys can see that before assigning a particular location or particular memory to a variable, that is here we are using age as variable name, right? We didn't even declared it or we didn't even assign it yet, but we are using the age variable name to get the output. It's completely wrong, right? It will definitely throw an error that you didn't even assign it the variable name those we are using. Okay, so output will definitely throw as name error. So the correct will be, this is the correct statement, that before using it in a print keyword statement to get the output, we have to definitely assign it, right? Here I assigned it as age equals to 20. The value 20 is already assigned. Afterwards, here I will be using the print keyword and I will be giving the variable name as age. So finally, in the output, I will be definitely getting the value as 20. This is completely fine. So these are some mistakes beginners will do. So one more thing is Python is case sensitive. Case sensitive means these two. Here you guys can see that I used capital N while giving the variable name as name, right? But I'm using small n while getting the output. So this is completely wrong because Python is case sensitive, right? It will understand that this and this are both are different, right? This is not yet assigned, so I only assigned this value to this variable name, but I'm giving the small n containing no value to the print word. This is completely wrong. Okay, these are kind of mistakes that beginners do. So in the output I will definitely get as name error. So because this name is not equals to this name, both are different variables. Okay, this is the first session. I hope you guys understand, and let us do some practical example practices on VS Code. So let's step into the VS Code, that how to, 1 minute. Yeah, so let us learn that how to create variables and how to avoid the mistakes to while creating variable names, and one more thing, how to avoid the name errors while assigning or declaring variables. Okay, so this is the string value I'm assigning to variable name as name. Okay. John Doe is a student name and his age is, let us assume as 20. And now let us print the both as, this is the prompt. If we want to give, we can, or if we don't want to give, we can also avoid the prompt. Simply we have to give here name. Okay. And same as is is right, both are done. After writing the code, we have to save this. Okay, control s or command s, and then we have to run this by using this execute button, run code or run python file. Finally we will be getting the output as this. See, name is John Doe and age is 20, right? This is the way to create variables and assigning values to those variables and using those variable names to get the output. This is the variables concept. And if I use digit for the same, you guys can see here what error is showing. See, statements must be separated by new lines or semicolons. Statements must be, see here, variable name is literal. It is showing that we just need to start the variable name with a letter or an underscore, right? If I use here an underscore, it is completely fine. But while using an digit, it is showing me error, right? So this is the one kind of mistake. And for this variable name, if I write like this is completely wrong. It will throw definitely error. Instead of that, we have to use this student underscore name is equals to John Doe. Okay, and it is also done, and we can't use any kind of keyword names as variable names. Okay, so this is one more thing we have to remember, that we can't use any kind of Python keyword name as variable name. This is completely wrong. Okay, so don't do these type of silly mistakes. Yeah, I do agree that beginners will definitely do these type of mistakes, but try to avoid while practicing the questions. This is the first session to name the variables, to create the variables, and to avoid the name errors. See, before the last concept, I think we have seen this only, right? Before assigning or before declaring the variable name, if I use that variable name to get the output, it will definitely show an error. Will definitely throw an error. You guys can see here. Name error, name age is not defined yet, right? So these are name errors. So don't try to follow these mistakes. Try to follow the rules to avoid these type of mistakes. So yes, let us meet in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay disciplined, and stay practiced. Okay, thank you.